G7 meeting starts today, this morning, already started. Apparently, the main thing on the agenda is going to be, what are they going to do about the threat from Iran, China, Russia, and a few others? I can tell you what they're going to do with it and what's going to happen at the end of the meeting. They're going to do nothing. And that's what I want to follow. Because Biden now, one of their newest, largest financial economy that is a globalist and looking forward to progressing the globalist agenda. So they're all in the same boat now. They have no outliers. That outlier they used to have was one of strength, which they absolutely despised. So a lot of their talking points won't come out at all, and some will come out later in the week. So I want to watch that as the meeting begins to see if they even look like they're going to try to make some sort of progress on the threats coming out of Russia, China, and Iran primarily. So we're going to watch that very, very closely. The G7, as you know, are the 7 largest economies in the world. These are the globalists of the world. They're going to make attempts to talk about these huge threats. And the biggest threats will remain Iran, China, and Russia. Threats to us. Cyber attacks. They pose dramatic threats to the free world. And the G Summit and the G7 Summit is believing that they're going to solve the problems of these threats to the free world. Here's the thing that is most concerning. It's going to be very, very difficult for the G7 to discuss this, because they're not going to be able to discuss it with any kind of real conviction to help push back against the threat. The main reason it'll be very difficult to have productive meetings without putting aside their political agenda, their political correctness, talking points. And if they have to put that aside, they really can't talk. There's nothing they're going to be able to do with that. Aside from that, they've got to be ready to take a position of strength. They're not going to take a position of strength because we have 7 leaders that the last thing they want to do is take a position of strength where they might provoke any one of those. And the only way that you can not provoke Iran, China, or Russia is to make sure that you continue to kowtow to every one of their whims and give them whatever they want. You can't do it without strength. In order to push back against those threats, they would have to embrace things like military might, strengthening NATO. And they need to begin to realize that if they're going to have real peace and create security for the free world, they're going to have to get tough on China, Russia, and Iran. And that's, like I said, is going to be very hard to do when you have been cowering to accommodate the desires of these regimes.
Hey, remember to click the subscribe button right here on the screen. And don't forget to hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when new content is added. And more importantly than anything, you don't want to miss all 3 live hours of Financial Issues every day from 9 to noon. And you can watch it on FISM.tv. That's FISM.tv.